Alright, just gonna record a non. A lot of pauses in this for sure. I'll probably add some music to this, but I'm gonna be talking about my journey to Dallas in this moment of reflecting on this. This is December 30th at the time of recording, and talking about my journey to Dallas after the story I shared on finding happiness and what that meant to that. And I'm gonna start before the actual journey took place. There was a initial journey, one like the official move or anything that I made. It was in January of 2015, and I actually was asked to do this project, just create like a video, what you got, like a birthday video of a family friend, and they live out in San Francisco, still do to this day. If you're listening, hey. And it was a journey to there, but that's not really part of the story, but what was part of that journey there was it was connecting, and there was actually a funny story in this. I was connecting in Dallas in the DFW airport. I've never, to this day, I live in Dallas today. I've never actually had DFW airport as a destination or an origin. It was just a connection airport, and this was that connection story. I think I forget whether I was coming or going, but I got off the plane to make a connection to another flight on the San Francisco or vice versa. I can't remember. And I had to go from a different terminal to another, and it was B to D or D to B. It's important to know where each lies, right? So you can know the quickest way to that terminal. If B, or was it D to E or something like that, if they're right next door, or B to D, if you just go B to D, B, C, D, 2 terminals over, or D, how many terminals? I think there's an F in that as well. E, F, A, B, 4 terminals away. So depending on me jumping on that train, that in-terminal train that takes you from one terminal to another, that means a lot. I made the wrong choice, and there's no real wrong. I mean, I had fun. It was a fun journey all the way around, no matter how you look at it, no matter how I look at it. But I had my terminal tram take me all the way around the airport. And again, I was on there for like 20 minutes. It didn't hurt too much. Got to the terminal well within time. But it was, I always say I got a nice little tour of the DFW airport, and this was before, I was living in Dallas, and I was still living in Houston. I was connecting in Dallas. So that's actually my first story initiation. Starts with, how's it put here, my journey to Dallas. So, okay, that was January 2015. We come back and finish this whole project, fly from San Francisco to Dallas to Houston, and a year has passed, and I'm gonna just skip over the rest of the year. All I can say about the rest of the year, I'd make frequent trips here and there, maybe once a month or something. And I make frequent trips just for visiting, and I got very familiar with Dallas even before living there. and but like the whole year has passed, and now we come to December of 2015. And this is a podcast, so I'm not really looking at the camera. I'm focusing on more of the audio, more of the podcast audio section, and so I mean I may time look up at the camera too. But yeah, we're now at December of 2015. That was 9 years ago. 9 years ago. Like, roughly like today. Honestly, today. And it was a month before, where I learned, where I was opening up and looking for more help at the region and everything. Open up and looking for help, and I accepted and took that on, and the everything that I'd learned so much with this role that I took, and grateful for everything that happened. But my journey to Dallas started in January 2015. Initial maybe 20 minutes, and then I was in and out of Dallas quickly in January 2015, then moved there in December 2015. Though that day it was Christmas season, of course. It was December, I was there December 25th, 24th. I remember there was tornadoes all over the place up in like the North Dallas section or something. And that's I not my first job or anything. It's just the next step. It was just the next step. I plan to have some fun with the move and everything. So what else can I say about this thing? December 2015, just 2016. I'd already had started Toastmasters, so that was a big to-do list for me, was to find a Toastmasters to remain Toastmasters Club to remain active. As a member, I've been active my entire Toastmasters path. I've been active the entire time. So 2016. So then, the race was on to actually find a place to live. Staying at sister's house for about a couple months, and then looking for a place to live. 2016, and I told a lot of this on the story as I moved to Dallas, a city that I hated. Still do. Sports related. I always say sports related too. And it helped me realize if I can be happy here, I can be happy anywhere. Go listen to that. This will be at the end of the video as well. And that's 2016. I'm in my apartment, and I discovered, you go listen to all that. School greatness. Won't talk on too much of that here. 2016, I did that. So now I have two things: Toastmasters, school greatness, and did that. What else? Anything else happened in 2016? It's just me breaking it down live, thought as I go. Just no real plan to it or anything. Anything else in 2016? There was where I went to Virginia and visited. It was a visit, for a week. And I'd stop and visit in Washington, D.C. There's a Toastmaster convention there. And I was walking around there. I got to walk around D.C. and everything. And that was fun. And then a 2-hour Greyhound bus ride to Richmond, Virginia. That was August 2016. And my first real thing where cars driving by. I like to have my windows open so you hear cars driving by in the windows. Love how the engines. The 2016, one last thing in 2016, a big moment. Where I was working, we would do high school stuff, high school coverage, and it was pretty like a busy night on Friday nights, and we'd sit there and cover publishing like bunches of clips to Facebook, social media, and all that. And we'd get out at 2 a.m. and that first night, my first time to do that as the region. It wasn't my first time to see it, just the first time to do this in a different way. I would get off at 2 a.m., 3:30, go home. This particular night, I went to get in my car at 2 a.m. It wouldn't start. So I would sit there for 30 minutes saying, okay, what am I going to do? I ended up just leaving my car there overnight, and I got like an Uber. That was, I'd say, one of my wildest Uber rides I've ever taken. I ended up getting that ride refunded because the driver drove like 100 miles an hour down the freeway to get me home. I probably got home from there once I got the Uber. Plus, like the guy, I think he felt bad because there was a phone in the car from the last passenger. He took it back to that passenger where they were at this hotel down the street. So, and he ended up taking me there on my time first, and this was where the refund came in. But anyway, I'm going into this. It all would end up good and everything. But I definitely asked for a refund for that because the driver shouldn't have answered the call from the previous passenger to take the phone back to her on my drive time. So that ended up being a free ride. So that, it really worked out for the best for that because it just got me a free ride home. But that was 2016. 2017, being a Houstonian, Astros were picking up and they were getting better and better and better. And all I really remember was all the playoffs starting and their playoff coverage thing, whatever you call it, starting to pick up and everything. Astros in the playoffs, heading to the World Series and winning. They end up winning 2 really in a big, nice little window, and that's up to 2023, or was it 2022? Yeah, 2022, 2017. So 2017, 2018. Do more and more of all that, more school greatness, more of that, more learning new things at the job and everything. Just going on 13 minutes, but this is a story of my journey in Dallas, which I'll tag on my happiness story. And if you're interested in how Dallas played a part in me finding and me learning how to be happy in a place I hate, go check out that video after this video too. 2018, 2019, I would actually move to a second apartment, which is this apartment I'm in now. 2020, we all know what happened there. So I call this apartment that I'm in now my pandemic apartment. This is the apartment I was in the pandemic. This is the apartment I was in during the pandemic. Not much really happened there. A lot of work from home, remote stuff was allowed to happen. Remote work from home. 2020, 2021 was a big year of growth for me, and that was the third. I mentioned Toastmasters. I mentioned School of Greatness. The third one, And now I say nextleveltrainings.com if you want to go to that. It's a website. Ignite, Discovery, Ignite, Breakthrough. If you go to that, you look up in the core, what do they call it? The core classes, it's listed in there, some of the core classes. There's other like skills and everything, but these are weekend trainings, emotional intelligence, experiential trainings. They were on Zoom, pandemic. No one was in person, and it was like still really, but a lot of things were powerful with Zoom. And Zoom, I understand, is not going away, but this was powerful over Zoom, and that's why I say February to June of 2021 was that whole month span of growth for me. Next level trainings. It was the whole thing I said February to June. February, March, April, May, June. That's about 5 months of diving deep on yourself, on your thoughts, and learning how to react to your thoughts in such a way where you don't have to let them hold you back. And that, again, that's 2021 was my big year of growth. I still to this day have stuff to remind me of all that, and I probably will never forget what happened during those trainings. Never forget. I don't want to say much because it's like, yeah, it's confidential. They're confidential trainings, but they're experiential, and it's important for everyone if they go do this training. And the next level is the same trainings. If you ever heard of MITT or Landmark or what's the one called? There's something in Austin, Texas. Who my trainer actually does a lot in Austin, Texas as well. But there's a lot of experiential training there that if I shared too much, it would just, if you ever paid for the courses, the classes, the weekend trainings, it would like kind of ruin it for you. Like that's why they're confidential, to keep everyone has their own kind of experience to that, because everyone has different thoughts, everyone thinks differently. So that was 2021. 22, took a vacation trip out to Fredericksburg. 23, all this while like dealing with multiple name brand changes at work and everything, and mostly remote and everything. I'd learn how to use a third video editing software program, Avid, Final Cut, Premiere. The Final Cut and Premiere I've learned back in school, but that was up until now. That was my big journey. I'm going about 20 minutes on here, but I just opened up about a lot of things I did while I been in Dallas. And to go check out now that video. I did it a couple weeks ago, and I can put this at the end of the video. Happiness, how do I say how I found happiness in a city that I moved to that I hated, Dallas. Go check that out, and I will see you in the next video I produce. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all the things. Comment, share. What is a big moment that you took out from wherever city you live in? Tell me a little bit about your journey in your city you're in today. Leave a note in the comments, DM me, message me, and I will be sure and connect with you later on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.